TV antenna sinking into the roof. Welcome to the Hillbilly RV channel. Oh, today I come out to look at this customer's travel trailer. They knew they caught the roof with a tree, apparently quite some time back. Let me show you that real quick. So I seen that, and I just jumped up here real quick and felt the roof, you know, like here, and it wasn't too awful soft. So I fully intended to just cover this edge with the Turn-A-Bond tape. Now, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of Turn-A-Bond tape, but this would have been a perfect use for it. And then I got up here, got a little higher up on the ladder, getting ready to get on the roof, and then I seen this. When I was editing that video, I did not realize that the antenna, TV antenna sinking into the roof didn't really show up on video. Of course, I didn't stay on it very long, but seriously, that TV antenna was probably 3 inches sunk down in that roof. There was just nothing there, nothing. So sorry, it just didn't show up on video, so I wanted to explain to you what was going on. That whole 4x8 sheet of wood, all the way from one side to the other, and it's soft. So I'm glad it was as obvious as it was, because I was about to jump up on this roof and start cleaning this thing and putting the Turn-A-Bond tape on it. But thank goodness I seen that, and I reached over and felt she's soft. So let me get down off here, and we'll talk a little bit more before I wrap this video. All right, well, I've left there. You know, I mean, it's just sometimes you don't have good news for customers. I mean, I don't understand. I got the impression, they never really would say, but I got the impression that this thing hasn't even been used for several years. And I would have to assume it wasn't winterized, because she was concerned about having water line leaks and water heater busted. So I don't know. When I originally went up there, I just went up far enough to see, and I didn't really even look around the rest of the roof. And then I went back up there with the Turn-A-Bond tape and the brake cleaner and the scraper, and was gonna, you know, get ready to put the Turn-A-Bond tape on. And then I looked over and I saw that antenna, and I'm like, goodness gracious, this thing is rotten. And then I reached out there, because I was just feeling, you know, close to the edge, and it had one pretty soft spot, which would have made it hard to get the Turn-A-Bond tape to stick. But I reached out there, and like, whoa, there was nothing but air underneath that rubber roof. And I don't know if you noticed or not, but most of the white has already gone off that roof too. So yeah, I told him, I said, look, I said, this thing is not worth putting, you know, I mean, I didn't say it, but it wasn't worth wasting $18 worth of Turn-A-Bond tape on, because it just is rotten to the core. I expect the floor was starting to get soft, because it was, and we hadn't had rain in 3 days, and it was steady dripping out of the roof, the ceiling inside. They were catching it in a pan, but you know, whatever. But yeah, I mean, just sometimes you just don't have good news. You've got bad news, and you know, I hate being the bearer of bad news, but it happens. There was one, this is a story I've been meaning to tell on video for quite some time. I think if you've been around a while and you've seen some of my live streams, I've probably talked about this. But probably 25 years ago, maybe just a little bit longer, I just started my business, and hey, in a few days it'll be 28 years. And I had an established customer that called and said, hey man, I really messed up. He said, I blowed my motorhome up. I'm like, the engine? He's like, no, the motorhome. I'm like, what? And at least he was up front. Let me angle y'all up just a little bit more. He was up front. He said, man, he said, the furnace wasn't working. He said, I took the furnace out, and then I realized I didn't know how to work on it. So he's like, light bulb. Hey, I wonder if the water heater will light. So he turns the gas back on, lights the water heater. And I don't remember, it's a long time ago. He either went in the house or he was outside the motorhome. He had left the entry door open, but the gas line for the furnace was just open, just pouring gas into the motorhome. Well, something ignited it. Whether it was a water heater or something else, I don't know. But the only thing that saved probably him, his house, and the motorhome was the fact that the entry door was open. So this is a Class A motorhome. The fireball, when that LP lit, just went through the whole coach and out that entry door, and it still blew one side of that motorhome loose from the floor. You could just about drop a football down between the wall and the floor, and scorched all of the fabric inside. The comforter on the bed, just threw it away. It had curtains instead of blinds or anything like that. Scorched all the curtains. Kind of seems like the driver's seat and the passenger seat survived. Maybe they were leather or something, but every piece of fabric in it, the cushions for the dinette set, just scorched them, just turned them black and hard on top. So I mean, I wrote up an insurance estimate, and the insurance company said, sure. I think the motorhome was only 2, 3, 4 years old at that time, and I seemed like, you know, the estimate was pretty low. And the insurance company said, yeah, let's fix it. So I rented a building, put that thing in a building, and I had to take all the Phylon, the fiberglass, off of one side, the side that got blowed up. And there was some metal structure in the wall and metal structure in the floor, and I went in there with long bolts or lag bolts or something and pulled that wall back to the floor and got that all straightened up, put new Phylon on that whole side, and I had to get somebody to custom make the curtains. I took the cushions, like the dinette cushions, to an upholstery shop. They recovered them. And I worked on this thing for weeks. And it just kept adding up. And I filed for one supplemental. And the insurance company's like, yeah, I'll go ahead. And then I think I filed for a second supplemental. And they were like, you know what, we're going to send somebody out. So they sent somebody out. And I mean, apparently he was happy with the work that I was doing. And he said, is there going to be any other supplements? I was like, no, I think that's it. He said, all right. He said, we should have totaled this thing. I said, well, if I'd have known how much I was going to spend on this thing, it probably would have been best to total it. Because I bet you, because I was having to have help, and I bet you I didn't charge them a third of the man hours that I had in that thing. Probably somewhere between a third and a half. It was ridiculous. But I got it done, and seemed like the final bill was $17,000 or something like that. Biggest job I've ever done to date. Even, you know, here we're getting ready to be 28 years. It's the biggest job I've ever done. It's a good thing I was young back then. Once I got a little more age and a little more gray hair, I would not have taken that job on. I would have passed on that one. Of course, nowadays, I mean, the insurance company would have totaled it anyway. I mean, gosh, you can just about get a scratch on one now, and they just total it. Because it's just the repairs, you know, if they repair and then there's issues, and there's issues, big issues. So I don't know, it just seems like they want to total everything nowadays. But yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So if you have made it this far, gosh, you got a lot of patience. I appreciate you. If you are subscribed to my channel, be sure and make sure you are still subscribed, because sometimes YouTube just wants to kick people out for whatever reason. There's a Amazon link. There's a link in the description of this video to my Amazon store. A lot of the parts and tools that I use in my videos are in my Amazon store. Go check those out. Doesn't cost you any extra if you're going to be buying something from Amazon anyway. So yeah, that's all I got. Thank y'all so much. And like I told that lady before I left, I said, when you own a camper, if you see something wrong, you need to jump on it right then, because campers don't like to be neglected. This one was neglected. You see what they got. Now they no longer have a camper that's usable. So yeah, don't forget that. If you got a problem, jump on it, fix it. It's kind of like life. If you got a problem with your body, go to the doctor. Got a problem with your camper, jump on it, fix it. If you can't fix it, call somebody. Cars, just don't let them run down, because that just never works out. You can't let things run down, because you won't have them. Thank y'all so much for watching. We will catch you next time. Hey there. Hey there, what are you doing? What are you doing? That's what I thought.